Today's show is about Mizuhiki cords. These are paper cords.
Right, and they come from Japan. It's a traditional knot tying craft.
Right, and it's something that you can use as simply as you like or as intricately as you like. Both of them are fine.
Right, and can't wait to show you these cords because they're really lovely and metallic.
They are, and shiny.
And shiny.
Come play with us. Well, let's take a look at the packages and what this looks like. Now, here's a typical package, and it's really light. That's the first thing I noticed.
Well, the first thing I noticed was that it's really bright and shiny.
That it was shiny. Well, we're both right. Now, there are 10 cords in here. They're each 36 inches long.
That is plenty to make a lot of knots.
Good, good. And you can see this is the red, and there's also all these other colors. So you can see
there's 7 of the kind of sleek metallic colors, and then these 2 are kind of glittery.
They are. They're a silk is what they're named, and we get in really close. Thank you, John. Really close. You can see the extra shine that it has.
Yeah, it's even more glitzy.
It is even more glitzy, which means it's even better.
Yes.
And
we also have the Mizuhiki Magic instruction booklet, and it tells you how to make plenty of knots.
Right.
And designs.
And we'll be using that today.
Yes, we will. And here's some 3D crystal lacquer, which is used to actually finish off the knots and make them stay in place and stay together and tight.
Okay. So let's scoot this away and start with our first card. And I have to start with confession. This is a card out of Teresa's soon-to-be-released Christmas Cards DVD.
So it's a sneak peek.
It's a sneak peek. Don't tell Teresa. This is, well, first of all, I want to show you, this is a disappearing card. So that means that when we pull the tab, that's what happens. It's very great.
Yeah.
These are with the luscious labels.
I love how the hearts.
Do you like that?
Like mirror image.
Yeah, it works really well. Now, the other thing that Teresa did, and the reason why I pilfered this from her DVD, is see the Mizuhiki cord, and she simply used it as just a wrapping technique. And I thought it just added that glitter, some texture.
Really cute.
Isn't that pretty? So, what you do with the cord when you take it on the package, and the package tells you this, is that you want to kind of condition a little bit. So it suggests that you run it between your fingers like I'm doing. Just like so. And you do it a couple of times. The idea is to remove some of the starch.
Some of the stiffness, so it's more flexible.
Now you do this differently.
Yeah, I like to run it across the edge of a table because sometimes your fingers get sore after.
When you do a lot of Mizuhiki.
Exactly. And then it says to kind of tug on each end to kind of loosen it up too.
Just like so. One of the things I noticed right away is there's no unraveling.
I know, it's amazing.
It's really...
It's somehow wrapped in this metallic material, and the core of it is supposed to be paper starch. Right. So I don't know how they made it, but it's pretty amazing stuff. When you cut it, it doesn't unravel.
So that means you actually use every inch of it.
That's
so that's
true.
Good. Now what Teresa did, and what I like as a very simple method, is she just made a series of loops. So I'm going to do that. So I'm just turning it over, as you can see. It kind of bounces around a little bit. And then I'm going to make another loop. Now, when you get to this point, we can get it a little bit closer so you can see, I'm going to take a piece of floral wire, or you could use Scotch tape or anything.
A twisty tie?
Yeah, or twisty tie. That's a good idea, because this part is going to get covered up. So I'm just going to thread it through there. And I'm going to let this bob all over wherever it chooses to go, because I have no other choice. And I'm just twisting it, and then I'm going to put my loops where I want them. So, and then I'm going to bring in a third loop, and I can do the same thing. Insert the wire and
you can even wrap it around twice if you want to.
Yeah, you could. And then the other thing that Teresa did is that she made a bigger loop going around them. So it became like this. So then you can adjust those loops as you want. But what I love is well, like you said, Anne, there's the shine, but it's so easy to do.
And it's a very unique look.
It is.
I've never seen it.
And because it is lightweight and flat, it's very mailable.
Yes,
You can
good point.
Scrapbookable. I think that's all I can do.
Scrappable.
So that is our simplest version. And I can also see it going underneath some flowers, whether paper flowers
That
or
would be
silk.
cute.
Wouldn't that be pretty?
And didn't we mention the gift wrapping too?
We didn't. Actually, on the packaging, you want to grab one?
Sure.
It talks about,
This one you might see it better.
there you go, that it's really used in Japan for gift wrapping, and they're very big there on presentation.
Yes, and this one is so intricate. It's actually in the shape of a crane.
Yes, it says in the packaging that they are used quite often to make animals, so we're not doing that today, so don't have that expectation. Okay. However, we are going to go with this card. Now, you did this.
Yes, I did. And these are actually six strands each.
Okay, of 2 different colors.
Of 2 different colors.
Okay.
And that was the simplest knot in the book.
Okay. How simple was it, Anne? You're going to show us?
Sure.
Okay.
With the aid of the book.
Anne's feeling a little insecure today.
Well, just to show them how to follow directions.
Yes. Okay. And we've got, because the Mizuhiki is so thin, we thought it would be a little bit easier to
Right.
have some rope, some light
So
rope.
this is the finished knot, and we'll see if I can recreate it.
We have confidence that you can recreate it.
Okay, so I'm gonna make kind of a fish shape
Okay.
like this.
And you
Okay.
just laid
So
one over
this
the
is-
other.
yes,
Okay, I'm going to
over the
scoot this
other.
over.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take my second cord and lay it under that loop.
And this is going to end up being woven under, over,
Right.
right? So you've got it
So
under
I'm going
now.
to put it over this strand, under this strand, over, under, over, and ta-da!
Okay.
So that's how it goes. It's very different with the cords, but just to show you, because these are thicker, you can see it better.
So in your card, you did the exact same thing, except you had several cords.
Yes.
Okay.
And they didn't stay straight when I did it. So
Sure.
in the book, they suggest if you're doing a multi-strand knot, to just tie the knot, don't worry about where the cords are placed, and then afterward, kind of straighten it out with your finger.
Okay.
And then at the end, you can tape the end and then put a layer of crystal lacquer on the cords, and that'll keep them nice and tight.
Okay. And I mean, just how effective that is with the 2 colors and easy to
Yeah.
follow.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at another card. Yes, this is another one from Teresa. This is from her Christmas collection.
This one is so elaborate.
It is beautiful. And this is called a pine tree?
Pine tree knot.
Okay, so I thought it would be fun to see, this is what it looks like in the book. So you can see it kind of has this top. Teresa has turned it on its side and spread it out a bit.
Right.
And so this has, in the book, it has 9 steps. It also shows it kind of,
And this is a neat variation because you can actually pull some of the strands to loosen up the tightness.
separated them. It looks like in the book, this particular one looks like 4 strands, if I can count that right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 strands. And then what Teresa has done is she's done it with 4 strands. So you can see 2 red and then a gold on
I
each
love
side.
the red and gold color combo.
Isn't that pretty?
It's so Christmassy.
It is, and the paper doily works great.
Yes.
So just to show that there is an inside,
Oh,
and she
there's
did
another knot.
a smaller one on the inside. Isn't that
That is
pretty?
so cute.
So directions will be on her new DVD. Now we have also a congratulation cards. Now Teresa did this, and this was from an earlier webisode, but I thought it was nice to bring it back to just as we're really focusing on the Mizuhiki.
Right. And she did an abalone shell knot.
Okay, so this is 2 knots. So that's one, and that's the other.
Yes.
One is with blue and pink. One is with teal and pink. So
And she took the ends of each single knot and wired those together, and then the same with the other, and then crisscrossed them.
right, so kind of tucked it underneath. And this is what the knot looks like in the book with some other colors.
Yes.
So
And this is a single knot.
Okay.
We have another one down here, and then turning the page, we have a triple knot.
Ah, and that becomes a long abalone.
Yes.
So we went from an abalone to a long abalone. And Teresa, bless her heart, we love you, Teresa, and thank you.
Yes.
Did this tag with that same long abalone.
Yeah, and just with 2 knots instead of 3.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's the difference. So beautiful. Now we've done really easy. We've done a little more intricate, but there's another trick that you found.
Yes.
In the book also.
In the book.
And this is called a ribbon.
Yes, and here is the ribbon.
Okay.
It's really easy to make, actually. Easier than even tying the knot.
even than that. Okay, so what'd you do?
So should I just show?
Sure. Okay, this is a piece of black
This is
paper.
just a scrap piece of
Okay.
paper, and they have some stencil tape.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a long piece and 2 short pieces.
You know how to tape it down, I
Yes,
bet.
tape it down.
With the adhesive side up.
Yes, so
right?
sticky side up. I'm going to tape each end down.
Okay.
Yes, and then you can take, I'm just going to show them one.
Okay.
But basically, you take a strand and stick it down very straight, and then you take another strand, line it up with the first until you get a ribbon kind of like this.
Okay.
Stick it down, and then cover the whole thing with 3D crystal lacquer.
So kind of just squeeze it
Yeah,
on?
just squeeze it on
Okay.
until it's in between each of the strands and
Okay.
covers it evenly, and then let it dry overnight. And then when you peel it off, you get this really wonderful, thick, shiny ribbon.
Ooh. And you tied a knot. Go ahead, show
Yes,
it.
this is the silk. Since it's glittery, of course I had to use it.
Of course you
But
did.
I just tied it in a simple knot,
That is
and you can use it on the top
beautiful.
of a tag.
That
it's
is
really
beautiful.
thick.
So now, do you think that you wouldn't use this for the curving knots?
No, because the cords would get
Right.
curved.
Okay, so you just tied it.
Yeah,
Just like
it's
so.
pretty. It's pretty thick stuff, but it stays.
You know, and the thing, now this one has a little more of a bump. You flatten yours down,
Yeah.
and so they both work well.
Yeah.
That is just so neat.
You could put even a stripe across your card too.
You could. This could be like a ribbon, and in fact, that's
Use as many strands as you want to get a really
Yeah.
fat ribbon. That would be really pretty.
Excellent. So that's what we meant. Mizuhiki, you can be very, give a little bit of shine and texture, or you can get very intricate, or you can make ribbons.
And that's Mizuhiki magic.
Oh, that's it.